So today we're going to be talking about idioms, and they are quite important to learn about them. And today I prepared some idioms for you connected to age, 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 age. Age means when you're young, old, teenager, kid, child. So today we're going to be learning about a lot of nice idioms. So grab your pencil, grab your papers or computer or cameras, but keep your mobile phone away right now because we're going to be learning about idioms. Are you ready, boys and girls? What? What did you say? Oh, come on, bring some energy into it. So today we're going to be talking about age, okay? So idioms about age. You can see my screen right now, and the first one is no spring chicken. No spring chicken. So what it means is that no longer young. So if I'm not young, I can say I'm no spring chicken. So after climbing the hill, I realized I'm no spring chicken. Well, to be honest, I am. Am I a spring chicken? No, well, actually, I am a spring chicken. Yeah. What about you? Are you a spring chicken? Hmm. What about your grandma or granddad, your mommy and daddy? Are they a spring chicken or they are no spring chicken? So it doesn't really matter when to use it, but you could use it anytime. When you're tired, for example, then you can say, I'm no spring chicken. So, you know, you could use it anytime you want. All right, the next one is my assistant is a bit wet behind the ears. He still has a lot to learn. So when I say wet behind the ears, it's young and inexperienced, like you guys in English, right? I know that your English is really, really good, but there is a lot to learn. It means you are a bit wet behind the ears. Oh man, oh, I'm also a bit wet. That means we all have to learn something, right? So wet behind the ears means we have a lot to learn, okay? So you can think about, like in this picture, it's really nicely described about the mechanic who's learning something new. He's trying to understand, so he's a bit wet behind his ears. I'm in basically doing some household stuff. I could be wet behind the ears, so I'm still learning it in some language, for example. So when you're young and inexperienced, okay? All right. The next one is Becky's worried she's getting on in years after spotting more gray hairs. So getting on in years means like you're getting old. So for example, definitely your sweet little cupcake teacher Vic is getting on in years. Yeah, that's bad. So I'm getting on in years means like, I'm getting gray hairs and I'm getting old. Not. So getting old, okay? So getting on in years. Sanjay feels as old as the hills when his kid talks about technology. So extremely old. So this is a very nice idiom though, as old as the hills. Hills, as we know, it's like a small mountains, right? Like you have in Bishade. So Bishade is not a mountains, but there are hills over there. So Sanjay is the guy, he feels as old as the hills when the kids are talking about, let's say, TikTok, about Instagram, Snapchat, PlayStation 5, the daddy or mommy feels as old as a hill. So what about you guys when you talking to your grandma or your granddad? How do they feel? Do they feel like, oh well, we know everything, or do they feel as old as the hills? So yeah, you gotta know what it is. So these bright young things have just started college, young, enthusiastic, fashionable, or ambitious people. So bright young things. So bright young things means they are enthusiastic, fashionable, or ambitious people. Okay. So bright young things, like you guys are a bright young thing. Yeah. So you are young, enthusiastic, fashionable, and ambitious kids. The next one is this TV show bridges the generation gap. The whole family loves it. So bridge, as we know, bridge is the two land and the bridge covers them, so you can connect from A to B, right? I think most of you know what a bridge is. So bridge the generation gap. So generation gap is the gap between your parents, your mom and dad, or your grandpa and your grandmom. So that is the generation gap, right? So bridges the generation gap. So appeals to people of all ages. Can you think of any other serials or in some Netflix some series which bridges the generation gap? Well, I think could be Friends, like this big TV show that could bridge the TV generation gap. Could be Family Guy, kinda. What else? That all the generation can watch it and can have fun. I would say definitely like Modern Family, Friends, some neutral kind of. It doesn't have a like it's comedy, romantic, fun, everything in that. So like some movies like Jurassic Park or Jumanji, um, Terminator. So there could be a bridges the generation gap. And what about the very popular Polish traditional Christmas movie, Home Alone, Kevin, huh? So that is bridges the generation gap during the Christmas time, yeah. Kevin Alone, Home Alone, yeah. So now this is a small exercise for you guys. And what you have to do is you have to use the word from there. So, for example, expressions with age. My grandpa got married again at the ripe old age of 92. So, ripe old age of 92. It means very old age. Now, let me explain you what does it mean by ripe. So, when you take a fruit, the fruit is unripe and ripe. Ripe means it's fully matured. Lucky granddad. He got married at the age of 92. Oh my god. He's pretty old. Come on, at this age, I'll be thinking about painting or fishing or I don't know. Not about getting married. But on the other side, there's love. And when you love somebody, age needs see no boundaries, right? So, ripe old age. So, you can go to your grandpa and grandpas and say that, Grandpa, Grandma, even though you're on the ripe old age, you can do whatever you want. So, the next one. Brandon's teacher told him to start acting his age. That's a really good one. Start acting your age. It means behave in a way appropriate to your age. Sometimes I see personally as well that you kids are behaving in an age which is like either older or younger. So, acting your age means behave in a way appropriate to your age. So, if you're 10 years old, 11 years old, 14 years old, act your age. You know, who you are. Don't act like mature. Don't act like some kid or kid. Be on your age. If I'm like, say, if I'm 20, I should act like 20. I shouldn't act like 40 or 30. Okay? All right, the next one. Sally first sang on stage at the tender age of 7. Tender means soft, smooth, very young age. So tender is kind of it's the opposite of ripe old age. So tender old age means 7. You can think about what did you guys do at your tender age of like 10, 11, something like that? I feel my age when I go shopping with my children. So I feel my age means I'm conscious of being older. I know. I mean, I feel my age sometimes when I'm going for jogging or some of my habits are changed. I mean, what about you guys? Do you feel your age? How do you feel? Do you feel sometimes do you feel old? Do you feel young? I mean, do you feel your age? So yeah, I mean, it's quite important to actually feel comfortable in your age, and I think that's the question that you have to ask yourself. That how do you feel in your age, right? So, all right, the next one is I've just turned 40 and I am in the prime of my life. I'm always go to the gym after work. So, in the prime of my life means at my best, healthy and successful. So, when you're at the prime of your life, it means you are healthy and successful. So, for example, if I'm an old guy, let's say, and if I was an old guy, sorry, I would say that in my prime of my life, I used to do something. I used to do something in the prime of my life, or that was the best age for me. So I don't know. You can ask your mommy and daddy, for example, or your grandpa and grandma about this question. In the prime of their life, what did they do? Or if the parents are still in the prime of life, you can ask them how do they feel to be in the prime of your life. Prime of a life, I would say, is like around 30, 32, 34. When you got everything, you got a good job, you got a car, you got a house, you got a family, kids, dog, iPhones, phones in general. I don't know why I said iPhones, but it could be Samsung. Um, yeah. Samsung is from Korea, by the way, if you do not know. And it's a massive company. So a lot of people think that iPhone is like, oh my god, if you go to iPhone, it's something big, but that's not true. Samsung is really massive company. They have got. All right, let's not get too digressed with that. Okay, small digression. Okay, so coming back to the idiom. So prime in the life means, what do you guys think? What is the prime of your parents, your grandpa's life? Okay, you can ask them. All right, the next one. Katie started learning piano when she was knee-high to a grasshopper. So knee-high to a grasshopper means very young, okay? So if I'm knee-high to a grasshopper, it means I'm very young. So knee-high, a grasshopper. Knee-high to the grasshopper, it means very young. So what did you guys do at the knee-high to a grasshopper? What did you start to learn, for example, at that age? All right, next one. I'm too long in the tooth to try out skydiving. So I'm too long in the tooth means I'm old. Yeah. Oh, and did you guys know that the horse when they are getting old, the tooth, their teeth are start getting bigger. Is not because it start to get bigger, but the gums are getting smaller. So that's why you can check an older horse by its teeth just to check it, right? So that how old is it? All right, next one. Derek and Joanne spend their twilight years traveling the world. Twilight years, last years of someone's life. So twilight years means your last year of someone's life. When you're getting retired or when you're going to be a pensioner, for example. So twilight years, what do you like to do? Definitely, I'm going to travel the world on my motorbike. Yeah. So twilight years, it means, what would you guys like to do in your twilight years? Let me know. Alright, I can't come to that nightclub with you. I'm over the hill. So I'm over the hill means I'm old. I'm past my best years. So if somebody will ask you, hey matey, let's play Fortnite, let's play Minecraft, let's do TikTok, and you'll say, nah, I'm over the hill, mate. That's it. I'm over the hill. It means I passed my best years. That's it. I'm just too old for that right now. So I'm over the hill. Radio, the next one. Angela might be 84, but she is still young at heart. Young at heart, it means youthful despite being old. So definitely my mum, my dad, and somebody part of your family members, they could be young at heart, yeah? So youthful despite being old. Alrighty. So Damien's at that awkward age and finds it hard to talk to people. The period of adolescence. Adolescence means when you are being a teenager and becoming an adult. When people feel very self-conscious. Sometimes you guys feel that everybody's looking at you and you're embarrassed about many things. That's an awkward age. I think we all go through that. So everybody's self-conscious about what people are thinking about them, and they're a little bit shy and rather reserved, a little bit aloof. They're not so affable. They're talking to people. So that's an awkward age, right? So in many countries, there is a big celebration when young people come of age. Come of age means reach maturity or have the same legal rights as adults. So 18, 17, 19, that's come of age. Many singers' voices improve with age. Improve with age means get better as they get older. So education, language, some kind of food, your palate is getting better. I remember that when I was young, I didn't eat the paste at all, but now, when I'm old, I could, not old, but I'm just older, I could eat all sort of food, right? So that's improved with age. So same with you guys. Before you didn't like something, but now you could eat, right? So that's improved with age. All right, and the next one is Stephen has reached the great age of 100. So great age, again, is very old age. So great age. Okay, so these are some exercises for you guys, and you say write down the idioms from panel the correct groups. So young, bright, young things, and old. Which one will be the the old? So for example, tender age, would it be old or young? So you have to choose it, okay? So you can pause the video right now and do the answers and send it back to me and I'll check it, okay? So I'll move to the next one. Well, we're not going to do the listening part, so yeah. 1.5, you have some more exercise over here. So pause the video, right? And make sure that your teachers or your teacher checks it, okay? There's one more. Pause the video and try to do this exercise as well. Good job.